They see me smiling when I hit the street and laugh with everyone I meet. They see me calm when trouble comes my way, 'cause I know that it will be okay. And every single day I wake up, I lift up my hands and I praise you, 'cause I know that you would give me life to live. And then grace and mercy follows, so I can do the will, and I'm happy. But to some that's a mystery, yeah. But they don't know that I'm a worshiper, and they don't know that I'm in love with you. They don't know that I'm a worshiper. They don't know that I'm in love. They ask me, what is a successful man? It's the man that will give you his hand, and you do whatever you wanna do, yeah. 'Cause your love will always bring him through. Yeah. Every single day I wake up, I lift up my hands and I praise you, 'cause I know that you would give me life to live. And grace and mercy follows, so I can do the will.
Yeah. Mm. Good one, dude. Good one. Alrighty. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome here to the podcast. This is Dr. Joe Blake here with the On Point Podcast, and I say it's a wonderful day in the USA. Take my hat off here, and welcome. Thank you for being here for this morning. Hey, it's going to be a wonderful day. Got some great information I'm going to share with you about overcoming adversity, create an opportunity for 2025, and it's going to be a wonderful day. Got a great guest, wonderful guest I'm going to share with you this morning here. A man after my own heart, has my name as well. I'm going to bring him on here shortly. And just want to remind you of scrolling at the bottom is my website. I want you to go there and get some information there. You can download a piece that I put out last week about the blueprint for 2025. Talks about the blueprint for achieving the wealth. So I want you to go there and get that piece. You can just download it from the website. It's only $1. You know, you can spare $1. Get that and give you the mind's eye for what 2025 is going to launch. Because you can go online and see a lot of stuff, but get this one piece and it'll be great. But I'm going to bring this our guest here that's going to be online here. Wonderful young man, and it's my son, Joe Blake III. But Joseph Blake, he's a new professor, and I'm just going to bring him on. Here comes my son, Joe Blake the third here. Joey, you there, son?
Hello, everyone. Hey, hey, Nate. Hey, how's everybody doing today?
All right. There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, there, my boy. Joey, tell them a little bit about yourself, son.
Yeah. Well, I'm a college professor. I teach computer information systems at Central Georgia Tech. I live in Perry, Georgia, and right here is I got my son Jaden. Jaden is about 7 months old now.
Look at that little dude, man. And my grandson.
And got my other son Aiden in the background. Aiden, come over here real quick. Say hello to everybody.
Hi.
Hey, what's going on? Yeah.
That's Aiden. Aiden is 9 years old, and I've also coached youth basketball team. And we were celebrating a victory we won yesterday, about 3-11, and we're just enjoying life.
Where's Joe Blake the fourth at?
He's in the room with his mom, so he'll probably run around. I'll bring him around here in a minute.
Okay, that's cool. All right, full house.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember those days, man. That's wonderful, man. My son's you're full dad, man. Good deal. Okay, so my son's an educator. Just like his dad, I'm an educator. My youngest son is an educator, and my oldest daughter's an educator. And as I mentioned, my baby is she's gonna be a major. She's a major in the Army National Guard. So kids are out there. So I believe in education, and I believe in sharing information that's going to help people get better. And with today's information, it's about looking at adversity and creating opportunities. Now, so let's get in with today's information that we're going to share here. All right. So turning financial worries into economic warriors. So that's what we're going to share more so today. All right. So these are the top challenges that's being faced with 2025. I did search for that. So these are different areas. Talking about inflation is going to be out there, housing volatility, market instability, healthcare costs. These are the top areas that are out there. Now, as we go into them individually, we're going to look at them each one. Rising in inflation costs. So we see that inflation is kind of increasing there. Now, I've been an investment advisor for over 30 years. So I've seen those things go up and down and price costs. And inflation is just one of those things that we always face over the years. Now, my son, Joy, you buy and sell homes. What have you seen out there as far as like the housing market and things? What have you seen out there, son?
So, yes, sir. I'm a real estate investor. I buy and sell homes. I also have a couple Airbnb midterm rentals. But what I've noticed in the real estate market is, unfortunately, it's been a lot of high interest rates. So that kind of discourages the buying pool, or makes it more challenging for buyers to get housing, and also makes it challenging for sellers to sell it. I kind of specialize in acquiring like distressed properties, so I kind of offer what do you call it, creative structures on acquiring and renovating those houses and making them more marketable.
Okay, yeah. So we know that the volatility is coming, yeah, because we hear it. They talk about it in the news. Those things are like coming. So people hear it and they feel the anxiety and whatnot. Job instability. So a lot of people are getting laid off. Some of the industries that have been out there for a while, even like big companies, you wouldn't think are laying folks off. So we hear that coming. That's out there. People notice it. They know it's out there. I mean, Microsoft laid off a whole bunch of folks. So what in the world's going on? So we know it's there. Healthcare surge. There's a lot about people's health care surge going out there. They're talking about Social Security and how that's going to have a change. Retirement savings. What do you know about the retirement savings? What do you know about that, John?
I know there's concerns about Social Security not being there, especially for the younger generation when we get to retirement age. So it's very important for younger people and people in general to have some type of plan in place where they have some savings set aside, to be there when they get to that retirement age.
Right. So people hearing it, so you feel their anxiety in their voices, the way they live everyday life. So when you hear, like, you're a millennial, so the millennials that are out there, they hear these things, and sometimes it creates a lot of stress in the family, stressing what they're trying to accomplish, they're trying to do. Sometimes it takes two incomes, maybe three incomes in the home to do things like that. Now, in your case, you work. Your wife has a job as well, but you do got into real estate. How does that work for you?
Real estate has been working quite well for me because it gives me supplements my income to a certain degree, and it's consistent, and so I guess there's some misconceptions about real estate. It's not like 100% passive because as being a landlord, every so often, especially when you're dealing with distressed properties that I specialize in, you might have some maintenance issues. So I had to adopt a new set of skills there. But once you get the property renovated and it's clean and furnished and ready to go, it's pretty consistent income, and for the most part, passive income that you can rely on.
Yeah, that's a good thing. It's better to have something rather than nothing, right?
Right.
No passive income is better than no passive income at all.
Right.
Because if you just have the job income, if that job goes, then where your income comes from there, right? You lose your job.
Well.
Right. Right. Yeah. Then there's education burden. So a lot of folks have student loans that are out there for their education and everything, but it's like one hand or the other. If you don't have the education, you're not going to have an opportunity to get a higher paying job. So then you're kind of stuck, because then you get minimum wage jobs, and minimum wage may not be enough to pay what you have to do. So it's better to have education where you can get a higher paying job, because you're not going to make enough. But at the same time, you got to pay those debts back. So it depends on you, the individual, which direction you want to go. Obviously, I have a PhD, you have a master, so education helps. And the thing is, having a degree won't make you successful, but you with the degree can make success. So some people think that they get the degree, and it's like, oh, I got the degree, so that's going to make because even though you have that degree, you have to apply. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I would agree with that, and I would just like to add on, a common phrase or colloquial saying is knowledge is power. In my experience, knowledge doesn't really become power until you apply it and put it in use. So, sometimes we, a lot of people go to school, get degrees, and they sometimes it's not to any fault of their own. There's also like economic challenges, and trying to land a degree in that field. But I'm a firm believer. You stay consistent, keep putting yourself out there. The windows of opportunity will open up eventually, and you'll get to where you need to be.
Right. Okay. Good deal. And my son, man, he's just like your daddy, man. I like that. Okay. All right. So now I wanted to point out from a scriptural standpoint, in Romans 8:28. I didn't get a chance to put that, but this comes from Romans 8:28. The Apostle Paul said, "And we know that all things work together for good to them that love God and according to his purpose." So all things that happen are for our good and work to our purpose. So all things. So sometimes it's hard to believe that that all things work for our purpose, because sometimes things happen to us, we do not think or feel that it's working for our good. We see it as like, oh man, that cannot be good, but it's working it may not feel good when it's happening. It don't feel good. It don't smell good. It don't taste good. You say, no, this cannot be good. You know, when you're going through it, it's not good at all. Like you go to basic training. Was basic training? Did it feel good to you at all? Okay, you son. Basic training was not fun. You the basic training.
Right. Basic training was not fun at all. Not at all. I mean, it was very uncomfortable. It just you go from living a civilian life, being able to do what you want to do when you want to do it, to a real structured system, and you have to adopt.
Right.
And then, real quick, while I got him right here, this is Joseph Blake the Fourth. This is Joe.
Like the fourth, man. That's fourth is my dad, me, my son Joey, and then that's the fourth. Yeah, look at it, man. Oh, you got 3 sons, man. That is you gonna
Wait
be
a
born.
minute.
Yeah, my grandson.
All right.
Cool. Yeah. So yeah, basic training. It didn't feel good, but it was good for you. Going through the military. My son was Air Force. I'm Air Force, but going through basic. What does it do for you now as an adult?
It taught me like discipline, and then it also taught me just how to do without, because when you're in and you could focus more when you're not distracted by, I want to say, by the media in general, because not just social media, but like they really restrict what you have access to. So you don't, and then the foods and proper dieting, exercising, living real simple, and that did a lot for me, because it's like, Air Force basic training is like 6 weeks. So just putting that structure and then having a set goal, that camaraderie of working with like-minded people, it did played a big part in shaping me into the person I am today. And I never take that experience for granted. But when I was going through it, it wasn't the most pleasant.
Right. Going through it didn't feel good, but it was good for you. And I used that experience because military experience is very unique. Not everybody, only 1% of the population actually goes through that. But I use that as an example. It may not feel good to you, but it's good for you. So God said it's good for you. So everyone doesn't get that experience, but you can use other experiences like that. If you're a football player, you go to football training, but the training may not be good to you, but it's good for you. So whatever it may be in your life, those that are listening, you may admit something that you go through may not feel good to you, but it's good for you because later on in life you can use that. So financially, the same thing. Sometimes you go through things financially, you may not feel good. You may not be able to buy the things you want or get the things you want at that time, but it's only a season that you go through. It's just a season that you're going through. Okay, I may not be able to get cable right now, so I'm not going to get cable, but I'm going to watch things that are on YouTube, movies through YouTube or something like that. But it's just for a season until you get to where you need to be financially to actually get the things you want. So it may not feel good at this time, but later on it'll be better off. So how do you then translate that into a better opportunity? So we talk about all the fears that are out there and what's coming, but how do you transfer that into opportunity? So now we look at those opportunities. So now what financial worries there? You have an increase for savings awareness, a need for financial education, looking for financial solutions, rise of fintech, and a boost for things of insurance. So let's look at some of those opportunities that are out there. So increase for savings awareness. Now they're looking at how the market may change. Now, when the market goes, the market always goes up and down. It does it over time. When the market goes down, the best way to see it or look at it, the market goes on sale. That's exactly what's going to happen. The market is always going up and down. I was watching a segment on TV, and a guy was saying, "Oh yes, the economy, the United States is going to go down. It's losing itself." And I'm like, this dude is he's just selling this pipe dream about how the United States is going to fail. Well, he doesn't know that. No one knows the future, how it's going to unfold. No one has a crystal ball. what's going to happen is going to happen because God wants us to happen. But what we know is that it always corrects itself. God always has something on the other side that's going to make it better. So what we do is when that as the opportunity unfolds, we capitalize on it. Market goes down, it goes on sale. You get the things that are on sale, and it goes back up. What the wealthy do, not all wealthy, but some people do, is they scare the people down here into getting rid of all the things they got good, so they can buy it up, and then it makes them even wealthier. So whatever the wealthy is doing, you hold on to what you got, and you buy more, so you can be just as wealthy as they are. Because they're waiting for you to get rid of your stuff so they can buy it up cheap and keep it. So increase your saving awareness. Be mindful of that. Invest yourself in financial education. Get aware of what's happening. Learn more about what's going on. Plug into what we're doing here. Learn. There are other podcasts that talk about financial information. Learn about it. Make sure that you're understanding what's being shared. Don't let worry get a hold of you and take you away from what you need to understand. Right? Get a financial coach. Right? Who's your financial coach, son?
That would be yourself.
Get that information, man, because you don't want to. When you were younger, when we used to play that game Cash Flow, son, and what are some, and that was by Robert Kiyosaki, which was a great game and everything. And when we started it, you were like 11 or 12. What were some things you got from that game, playing that game at that young age?
The biggest thing I got from that game was acquire assets. So you want to acquire assets, generate passive income, and you want to get to the point to where that income replaces your paycheck. Right. And what Robert Kiyosaki refers to as get out the rat race.
Get out the rat race. And what have you been doing?
I've been acquiring assets over time, and it's crazy to me because I see it from a real world perspective now, and I see how one opportunity opens the door for another one. So sometimes it just took me getting that first property, and then it wasn't immediately, but I ended up getting that second, and now I've learned so much about real estate and business that I see opportunities all over the place, and I'm just if you're not aware of it, you can't really take advantage of it. So that's just kind of the first step. And you learned that he was a little boy. He was 12. He's not 12. Another thing I was doing around that time was my dad. He was always had customers, and a lot of times he would have his meetings at Starbucks. And I would go to the business section, and I would find Robert Kiyosaki's books, and I would read the books in the bookstore. So a lot of times I would end up reading the entire book in the bookstore. So I didn't have to purchase it.
That's cool. You see, it starts when they're young. I took my kids with me when I went on appointments so they could learn things. And Joey, he went crazy with reading the books. That's a good thing. There's some parents that do that when you go with your meetings and have your kids with you so they can learn and grow along with you. So that's awesome. I didn't realize you were reading the whole book, son. All right.
He has a whole series. So there was other books in the series that I wanted to read.
Oh, okay. What's your bad self, man? All right. Innovative financial solutions. Financial products that address spending patterns, debt management, fintech technologies. The fintech technologies kind of touches on like Bitcoins and things like that. Now, instead of like Bitcoins, let's just talk about digital currency, period. We're moving towards where there's like a cashless society, where people are moving away from using actual cash itself, but cashless society. Now, when I went over to England, when I went to see my youngest son, he lives in I think it's Peterborough, but he lives in England. He lives over in England. I don't know where he lives. What's the name of that city? I don't know. Anyway, but I went there to visit him. I was just hanging out there. But in England, we went to London, and we were in London, and me and Karina went to buy something in London, and we had cash in our hand. and we went to buy the things in England. And do you know that when we said, okay, I want to buy this, they didn't want to take the cash that we had. They wanted us to use our debit card, our credit card. They didn't want the cash. So even over in Europe, they're moving away from using cash. They rather for us to use a card. So
Did they tell you why though?
Yeah, because people steal cash.
Oh, okay.
Cash doesn't. It's people can jack cash up, so they rather use card. Card is. They know where the money is going because they use card, but not cash. They didn't want cash. I had pounds in my hand, but they didn't want it. So digital money moves. They can account for it more so. And that was in Europe. We're in Europe and that's going on. So that's how I know. And I knew about we're moving towards a cashless society 20 years ago. I was teaching my students 20 years ago that we were going to a cashless society, and this happening now. So understanding that insurance uptake is more or less about making sure that you protect your assets, protect what's going on, protect where you're happening. So because until you reach where you need to get to, you need to have protection in place. So protection on your life, protection on your equipment, protection on your house. You got to have all those things protected, because if you don't, until you get to a wealthy place, you got to have the protection. You got to protect your risk. That's what's important. Yeah. What are your thoughts about that, son?
Yeah, I see a big change in society where we're moving towards cashless systems. I went to New York working on a contract, and they were I don't know. I saw some signs about it, but there was also some concerns about going to a cashless society, because it's like a lot of people that are not in the upper tax bracket. They kind of rely on cash and currency, especially like with the subway systems, and there's different things that even like going to the, let's say, laundromat or stuff like that is where like coins and cash is needed. So I think there need to be some sort of balance, because I don't think like just making cash obsolete is the best thing, because there's people that kind of depend on there's like cash based businesses that depend on that.
Yeah.
And there's also like privacy concerns about it.
Yeah. I tell you, in Europe, man, it was like no cash. You had to use a card even to get on the subway. As much, even your cell phone, you buy the bus pass on the cell, you use your cell phone, log in and log out when you're getting on the bus. It's something else, man. Something else. They adopted it over there already. Sometimes, U.S. is a little bit behind. All right, so these are just other examples of transforming your financial concerns into making opportunities. Environmental objectives that are out there, mental health concerns. You can focus on that. Other ways that you can take that adversity and make it an opportunity. Healthcare initiatives that are out there, you can make them better. Social equality initiatives. These are just all different ways. Now, what I do have as well, this is something else. This QR code on the left-hand side has basic financial insights. If you scan that QR code, what I'm doing is there's a survey that everyone can take. And then that survey, once we get enough folks that do the survey, it's just questions. They just help us all see how we're thinking, and just get a consensus of where we all are and the direction we're going in. And so we can share and just say, okay, this is where how we're thinking, and it's fun. It ain't gonna hurt nobody, but it's fun to say, okay. And one of the questions I asked is, which would you prefer, to win $1 million or to earn $1 million? Like, what would you do? What would you like, Joey? Would you like to win $1 million or earn $1 million?
I prefer to earn it.
To earn it? How come? How come?
Earn it. I know how to do it again.
Good.
How to do it again. Know how to do it better.
Right. So see, then we'll have a discussion about it, and then we can all kind of come to terms with it and talk about it. So that's why I want enough of us to actually take that little survey so we can come back online and just discuss about it. We can have like 10, 15, 20 folks online. We can all have a discussion about it. But enough of us actually would have to scan this and do that survey. It's only like 5 questions, but we can come online and talk about it. So that's what I wanted to do. All right, so scan that, y'all. Scan it. I'm gonna send it out in the text as well, but scan it as well so we can do it. All right, now this next item here to the left here. This is a PDF document. I'm gonna upload that on the website. That's gonna be a buck as well. You can download it. It gives you the information that we just shared in a PowerPoint, but it's going to be the PDF document that's downloadable for you to also review and have in your own repertoire and your own library as well. We just share it with you as well. Here is also the QR code for the book, Financial Legacy. It's the second book in the trilogy that I have for everyone. You'll be able to put that in your library as well. Again, like and subscribe to the channel. You want to always do that. And just hold on a second. I'm gonna come back to you a little bit of it. But thank you for helping me out, son. But just hold on, okay?
Oh, okay, no problem.
All right, hold on, son. But thank you for everyone being. Thank you, son. Hold on. All right, I want to thank everybody for listening to us here on the podcast. Like and subscribe to the channel. And as always, I want to remind you to stay tuned, stay informed, and stay on point with On Point. And we'll see you again next week on the same time, same channel. And enjoy the rest of your day.